Evening from PAP, Public Access Poetry. Tonight, as a guest, fellow poet, friend, and artist, Judy Weber, and myself will be reading our works. First work is called When Things Go Bad. When things go bad, she finds her religion in the bottom of the drawer, snoring first loudly, then softly, underneath the old linen used only annually. She pulls it up by the end of its chain as if there was an end, then washes it, bright white clean, sprays it generously with her favorite perfume, and hangs it up to blow on the wash line in his breeze. When it's dry, it clings closely to her skin. She wears it to ward off her demons. 1, loneliness. 2, sickness. And 3, depression. The abstract and physical eye of the beholder. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Visine is in the watery eye of the beholder. Art is in the eye of the beholder. Freedom is in the unshackled eye of the beholder. Tears are in the eye of the beholder. Prejudice is in the closed eye of the beholder. Disgust is in the eye of the beholder. Witchcraft is in the evil eye of the beholder. Hatred is in the eye of the beholder. Wisdom is in the learned eye of the beholder. Cobwebs are in the eye of the beholder. Envy is in the green eye of the beholder. Truth is in the eye of the beholder. Love is in the starstruck eye of the beholder. Peace is in the eye of the beholder. The simple life is in the unadorned eye of the beholder. The mirror reflects. The eye of the beholder is in the eye of the beholder, is in the eye of the beholder.
Or was it dreamed? Even steady, the ashes, the dust. How was it you came to glide, these step right up folks, cosmic ride, foretold by eons of strange world tongues and minds, a confusing carousel cyclone slide of wordless dreams and demons, forever moving, musing, distraction. And these be the dark hours of midnight riders whose hoofbeats sound even in the light of day. Oh, reach out, reach in, we are here now. And love knows no broken words nor broken men. The one from Nazareth said he would ride again. A cosmos waits, some bones heavy with hate and pain. To be free, to be home free be, it is said, you need only step from the wheel and into the flame. Star children, dear Lord, your star children search the sky with hungry eyes. Strange it is, this road we tread upon, where even darkness reflects your light all around us. Passing through valleys uncharted, unknown, fearful, at times weary, so weary, the stumble, the abyss. Women crying, sighing, dying. Men screaming and teeming with dreams beyond control. Children stand naked, fully clothed. We are starving, gorging ourselves with the thread of those who weave the emperor's new clothes. Pain, God, there is pain. Since we live in a world that does not hear the cry of woman and child. No, that would not fit the early American decor, the neat lawn, the guiltless quaaludes. My eyes collide with the highway child, alive and shackled to the grass beside the dead garage door. The poet, incoherent, silenced, vanishing through chain-locked Brownsville doors. The artist, left with shaking hands, haunted dreams and visions, all muddled by a choice of color, canvas, or food. The dancer swollen and left for crippled dead as she passed this way with only thoughts of spring, and kissed each one she thought would receive it well. Sweet Jesus, Rama, Krishna, Jehovah, I know you will draw us near. Moving in a little closer, simply loving. And your garden's sweet breath shakes mountains, and the very earth your vulnerable creatures sprout from. Breathe easy, touch lightly. Those that yield to the wind will listen to its tales, above the roar of those who turn their heads to scream in filthy beds. Oh, how I miss you, brothers and sisters of the light, cosmic, mystic pilgrims. Like a wind-blown song, starbound, I sing of you tonight. Lord, your star children search the sky with hungry eyes.
Home for Jen. Helicopter fumes past hiccuping smokestack. The smells of rain beat my fingers on the new old typewriter. I'm waiting for you to call, which seems weird to my consciousness. Just not in tune with some kind of sweet softness I need to drink or bathe in, the thunder of the lovers of the arts, the musician, the poet, the dancer, the poet, the painter, and I can't forget the anarchist, and I can't hold the wind with a true unending love, and I feel like a Roy Lichtenstein cartoon, and you bring out my insecurities, and the rain caresses through the opened window. Coda. Egyptian princesses dance through all the doors, hoping you find the one. The hair brings it all back. I just found one of your stray hairs on the sweater I am wearing. Memories flood back, remembering hair freshly washed, one lone hair. Eyes swelling with vast bathtubs of tears caressing my prune hands. Amazing. The hair still curls tween my fingers as they had before. That orphan lock had to be ebony, springy, and yours I can't escape. I had thoroughly surveyed the landscape. Why, I even mowed the lawn, trimmed the hedges. But now the terrain has moved on to greener pastures, thinking of Pennsylvania cows. Years later, you are surprised for Mitch. It opens with a quote from Heraclitus. One cannot step twice in the same river, for fresh waters are forever flowing in upon you. One cannot afford not to ford the unspoken river, nor to step over the stone unturned without trying to see the other side, never quite in view. The dark side of the moon, mind, soul, passion, and that is the stone. And the waters of the river are unpolluted, fresh, new, passionate. The days flow sparkling.
Running free, the gypsy cape and me, over rocks, under trees, wild stallion thoughts are circling through my head, racing the wind, sweet wind, sister wind, how good it is to feel her, to ride her again. No words, no midnight fears or tears, just the sweet earth to hold me as I return, light-headed and laughing, because she knows where I've been.
Portrait of Breezy Point. Anesthetic sky wears a memory smock, sees all the pictures needing only frames. 1. Swiftly brush-beaked mist soars past pale laundry, proclaiming itself to the breeze. 2. To the point. And others jetty rest on brown, on green blue, on black pupil. 3. On mind palette. Ebb of geometric smooth-voiced dream like the outdoor shower where sand is soap, wearing the heated exclamation. 4. The artist's signature. Of the fading, rolling lazy, Sunday afternoon. Wedding poem for Walter and Sharon. It's in 5 parts. 1. There is no present that I can buy or give to you greater than the one you have found for yourselves. 2. Hold fast to the gift of love and unwrap it gingerly. At first the package is fragile, handle with care, and it will grow strong with time. 3. Always remember, presents have both a giver and a receiver, and take turns at being each. 4. Now the box seems brightly colored. Do not fear if the colors darken or fade. Nothing remains the same. 5. Grow with life, move with time, live with love.
And so it is, and must be. In cosmic flight I follow thee. To awake this time on a quizzical shore does seem of masterful merchants, promised gold, yes, and bubblegum schemes, of prefabricated princes, too mindful of their wings. I fear the gnashing of bones and teeth, the tangled wreckage of lost hopes and dreams. My eyes reflect the questions of the Sphinx. And so I gather the candles and the incense that we might touch and reach. Invincible Ulysses, I believe you are your own true king. I dream your face and slip my soul within the sweet folds of your own. You allow me to embrace the silent silver fawn space in which you've dwelt alone, and trust, I pray, to the symphony of love within the fire dome. Let it be, flow free, breathe within without us. 1,000 lifetimes flashing and crashing, ebbed upon 1,000 grains of sand, all in the wave of your hand, the curve of warm night thigh upon yours. Oh, I dreamed you were a jewel, sitting on a golden crown, my head, my head. Dreams and schemes of bubblegum fortune sent sprawling out the door. Ah, but the king's horses are of the finest breed, and the coats of butter velvet, in deep shades of royal purple and blue, tend to fascinate, intimidate. Yes, they do. But catch the sparks, if you dare, of the sun chariot that passes this way too, my love, heading for spaces and places unknown, silent, rich in dreams, but of a different hue. It will call to you. Will you be so brave, so quick, to let that wind run through your hair, to say it doesn't matter? There is no price I would not pay, if just for an instant you and I could ride the miraculous morning star coach, heralding far more than the eye can see, than the hand can touch. The choice is yours. Each of us carries it within, and are given grace with the coming of every quiet dawn. How long will men not see? Their treasures reveal not their majesty. Sweet Lord, it is of a different hunger I sing, in blind nights of grass and chamomile tea. Come and lay beside me. In love's quiet dusk, you will rest the scepter, unraveling thoughts that hold and bind you to things that matter much, and little too. And yes, I will attempt to lull you, my brave Ulysses, with scarves and songs and poetry of spirit-seeking trail, elusive, direct, disarming, alarming. Whatever woman is, I shall be, for I have seen the spell lurking in your Merlin eyes, and I am not afraid to gaze. The chariot awaits the midnight climb. Come, take the reins. I grow restless for the ride.
And the sunset smelled like red zinger. I met the prophet Ginseng, and he invited me back for talk and tea. I caught a whiff of celestial seasonings, As we ascended Magic Mountain, over hollowed-out rocks, we laughed about Lipton, Nestea, and other well-groomed tribes. We talked orange pekoe, hibiscus flowers, peppermint, and other tongues of the day. And when the sunset smelled like red zinger, I whistled and took my leaves. I could never commit suicide. Would you give it up? Split your head for the thoughts to gush out as the oceans of juice cry for release? Yet would you make razor blade tattoos on the strip of flesh connecting hand to the highway? Perhaps you would rather bite the bullet, suck it deep into your being and have to be no more? Or would you dine on small robber barons wanting only sleep? What kind of oven do you have? You can use Easy Off tonight. No rubbing, no scouring, as you choke on life's fumes. And enter what? Tell me, what do you expect to find? She is a modern-day sultana. She is a modern-day sultana, having a harem of 5 males. When she has a problem, each offers caress and advice. But for answers, she always turns to the great rabbit. Turning point. Definition. Place where things go sour. It's raining. I'm numb to the tiny slaps against my abstaining body. I'm crying. And they wrap my tubes up in pretty red dye. Happy 21st. For your birthday present, you get a large gonococcus plant. Don't ask how long it's been growing. Months, it could be years. It is balloon, shouts Dr. Swinging Bachelor. Sure, that's Bio 101, and I got an A in sex and sexuality. I smile back. Until the words hospital and $375 blink neon. Hey, wait. We're talking about me now, not just some freeze-dried frog. I imagine you don't have that kind of money, the good doctor says, in between long-distance phone calls with women friends. My eyes blink rainwater. You imagine correctly, I whimper wetly. For 2 insane instants, I think about letting that trailer truck with the driver with a maniacal gleam in his eyes careening rather quickly towards my plug body hit me. I buy some books. No help. I, the plants, catching droplets of salt-stained rainwater, and realize today I can find no cheer.
Aversion to the polemics of legalized abortion. The year this was written was 1970. Dear woman, who carried my soul within the veiled nucleus of infinity and gave me sanctuary in the warm blood of your unconscious mysteries, whose laughter rings loudest when joined with mine, whose cries, all the more anguished, race the universe, screaming, exhausted before the sun itself, forming only the whisper, why? Dear woman, who has rejoiced in the birth of me and those who passed through me, how could we have known the silent, nameless funeral you would watch me attend as I approached the altar of my own womanhood? How could we ever have known? There are no sympathy cards in the finest of places. Oh, but this trial, one of many, and of all those who could have come and didn't, you were there, treading softly behind, as I wailed my cry, as I ran, mad through the universe, and screamed, why? Yes, you were there in the echo. You and I sharing the same corner of the dark room of life. And now, 2 women might walk under the stars. Take my hand, we are sisters, for both have passed somehow through each other, before and ever after, giving as a river flows. Mother.
Repeated hallucinations. I shave pubic bone until the itchiest, burn the hair in the ashtray, wear it like a new ring and always feel it there. Straggles get less public as I more get carried, carried away. Before the professor mounts the balloon to persuade me not to wash myself so often, you look tanner that way. And the tropical radiator is waving and hugging my dragon as absent-minded as a B-1 bomber, throwing the lunch-filled brown bag cleanly into the garbage can. The cat crap bag lounges lazily on the Formica tabletop, where the 2 poetry notebooks would never sleep like fish, eyes open again. Tried all the hooks. But the pain dims as the infection grows, another month of feverish blood born of the unborn. I lost my blue hand fan. Don't touch me. Your body smothers my heated hallucinations. Don't your touch smothers me, body. Don't touch me. Your body smothers my heated hallucinations. Playing with. Watching myself, a memory machine. Feel the inkling. Feel the tingling. Now or now. See the red, pulsating difference flapping in the wind. See my life, stenciled, a page, a book, tongues flapping, a memory pulsating in the wind. Now the inkling, now the tingling, stenciled on tongues, red machine, feel page, feel book, watching my life with playing myself.
Playing hide and seek in the garden of your mind, hoping to meet you deeply in a rose, or somewhere in the breath of the sweet-smelling earth. Oh, to touch you there, where first you are, than to be so hid in this last meeting. Ah, yes, the trapeze is fine, but so high, and I sometimes forget the net. So, now that I'm here, I'll ride the carousel, sail the rainbow smoke and toke into the Arabian night, with musing and cruising with those destined and starbound to fly.
The drunken clouds pull down their cotton pants, and the sky takes a wicked leak. This postcard will be hand-delivered when you return home for Jeff Wright. Thanks for the postcard, Jeff. It was full of you from one side clear through to the other, except maybe for the postmark. And I just realized that you are on a different side right now as I write this on this one. I'm sure that you're coasting along just fine. I didn't even know that you were in California, but I've missed you just the same. I've been holding the skyline down with rows of paper clips and Elmer's glue in all the corners. Is that all right? I haven't felt like doing much of anything. Today is Sunday, and I finally took the great trek downstairs for the mail. Thanks for the postcard, Jeff. I've been writing a lot of poems, and this one is for the viewing pleasure of your very own pair of giggling visual organs to tickle and to say, Jeff, thanks. I'd like to thank Judy, and I'd like to mention next week Rochelle, Kraut, and Susie Timmons will be reading, and I'd like to thank Shelley, who is our director of camera, and Greg Masters, who's doing one of the cameras tonight as he does many nights, and Marge, who's doing the other camera, and I can't even see who's in the control room. Nick? Yes? No? And what did she say? Neil. Oh, Neil's doing the audio tonight. And David Hers is our co-producer. You too, you want to be named also? And Gary Lenhart is another co-producer, as well as Greg Masters and Daniel Krakauer, who can't be here tonight, and myself. Do you have another short work? Okay. I have another short work that happens to be on the same page, so if you have a couple of minutes. We timed it a lot quicker, I guess. Is this the last that you'll inhabit? I wonder if you'll ever walk the floorboards of my poems ever again, now as depressions erode the hills. The telephone line disconnects our lives as the movie reel sometimes rewinds, no longer reruns. They said Sacco and Vanzetti were murdered in cold blood. Is that your idea of an anarchistic goal? Organic peach, all natural, yet one side bears strange bruises where it beats itself for being juicy. It's not that I've had my fill, but my mouth tires of trying to teach man in the pits to talk about it. Can you make one up on the spur of the moment?
We have so many there.
Well, all right. My wish for you. This is a poem that was given to a number of friends as a birthday present, and I now dedicate it to anyone who's watching the show. My wish for you. May all your days be Sunday, while all your months be June. Every morning sunny, and every evening cool and starry. But most important, may the seams of your jeans hold out for another year. Well, this is Public Access Poetry, PAP. Good night. Are we off the air? I can't tell. Okay.
Well, who am I going to be talking to? No, I mean, which? Welcome to PAP, P-A-P, Public Access Poetry. Dubelyew is off tonight, and I'm taking her spot. My name is Bob X, and on the cameras tonight is Marge Y and Greg Z, and directing is David Ah. Our first reader tonight is normally found in the control booth, directing Public Access, but she is also a writer of poetry, prose, and plays. One of her books is Circus Babies, that's prose poems, and her play is called Cracks in the Ceiling. Her poems not only invent old language into new forms, but they linger in the ear past bedtime. In fact, she wrote her first book in her sleep. Rochelle Kraut is strong, reliable, and growing rapidly. Now the voice you see, Rochelle Kraut.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'll read from my newest release, from the Ladies Museum. I have to do that. From a work that I've been thinking about for a really long time that I finally started to write, and there's a small part of it, or what I hope to be just a small part of a future part. It's called The Flirt Manifesto. Life, love, and timing, this is what we seek. The girl walking down the street, hips banging from side to side. This is advertising. What should I do? Wear armor? I'm not making any promises, but it looks promising. This is much better than plain lust. This is not plain at all, but quite complicated, almost a double life. I'm not interested in examples, only in masters. So I make the case for the muses as the ultimate flirts. Flirting with tension, not frustration. The secret is this: I'll do anything in public. The physical scares me so. If you kiss me, I'll die. This is what they say. They disappear before you can mar their ephemeral existence, aimless like the radio waves. Don't worry, your husband is safe with me. Sin and virtue are just a romantic sentiment of morality. I'll do anything in public. The kitty takes the dog for a walk. Tension moves me. Stimulation resolved mysticism. This colors the dreams, the unorganized stars, the glyphs at the speed of light, showing us some kind of control, aimless like the radio waves. Where are we? Who are we? That's what we're here for. The songs ululate. Our ruling passion is cold. I'm a sensualist. Sex is only a small part of this. Still, the absent heart will burn and tears will fall, honestly, accurately, and true. We are the nymphs. This is not a tramp in the woods. You dream what no muscle can give. You have to flirt with the butcher and the camera. You don't have to love them. Love is level, and sex is the bottom of love. I'm dressing for myself. I'd rather woo cement. And to look like this and not find what you're looking for. The pupil on the breast opens, yearning like the bottom of a barrel dropped out. I conquer the conqueror. It takes guts to be beautiful. The dark has to eat too. The kiss that eats all property. Time for a walk which is through the open window. And that work is sort of going to be part of a work that I've been working on called Love, Power, and Truth, a lecture. And I'm just going to read an excerpt of Love. And it's called Love, and in the sort of subtitled, it says, "Cut it out, boys, this is legit." People do the worst things in the name of love. Love, the muse's song. The bed acted like a telephone. A consummated pass completed. I pass. Cute guys at Con Ed stare at me. They hire them to make sure you'll pay the bill. Roll your eyes, that's what I do. Making out, I was just smelling his face. Gin and Target, whole bodies are music. I'm not a flirt, I'm rough and tough. Sounds like a cleaning pad, a slightly dry heart. Love will make a realist of you. Look at myself in the mirror and say, you're a big stuffed doll. I have all this love stuff, but I don't know where to put it. He's telling you how great you are, how great he is, how wonderful it is together. You don't, but he takes your hand anyway, brings it down, pulls you toward him and squeezes it hard. Take a deep breath. He pulled another girl on the other side to deceive the wife, no doubt. She thinks he's only squeezing hers. He's squeezing hers too. Venus says, if you kiss me, I'll die. The muse's song. Your husband is safe with me. Then there's the question of romantic love. You lost what you never had. You got something there. Does it drive you on drive over the deep sea? Get myself into trouble when it's emotional, intellect, you pivot on poetry. I'm the hostess, I'm the overseer. I've got to have some fun. Let's have a lot of what we want. You put it on your face, you put it on you, pussy. It's the poetry sex. I'm not making any promises, right? But it looks promising. Anticipation is alive. Everybody wants to fuck. Don't pull at my pants. Why not? I'm weak. Woman running around after her man, why should she rest? And a song. No matter where I turn, I haven't a friend. You have done me wrong, and my heart won't mend. Here is my broken soul, leaking its love for you. But I can't give you enough, 'cause you can't feel for me. Okay. Now I'll read a few more prose. Good. Okay. And then I'll read some poems. This one's called The Rag-On. It's for the Ladies' Museum. It's a short prose piece. Moments later, as the soapy body is plunged in the water, the red squiggle has made it to the knee. It was a comfort. She hadn't killed it. The blood specks floating in the bath water. One gets pushed to the drain with a finger. The other forgets about it. It gets lodged in the pubic hair. She plucks it away near the drain. Immediate guilt. So she scrubs with a loofah. She's out of your league. And this is a short prose piece that's it's a funny piece. It's sort of I sort of put it in the my power section of my lecture, but I'll just read it by itself. George bitterly ground the sleeping bag into the stricken waves, stricken with rules. That's fun to force its unspoken gaze. Bitterly stricken, stricken, the rules unspoken, sleeping stricken into ground. George bagged the force into his gaze. That's fun. Waves forcing the gaze into stricken ground. George forced it with rules. That's George. Fun sleeping in bitterly unspoken rules. Waves nagging along the bitter ground, forced to be unspoken. George gazing into funny force. That's sleeping rules. It's fun to wave. Okay, now I'll read a few poems. Entity. Opprobrious gossip, opprobrious goddess, bridal pulse, hedonistic heights, promontory life, the promontory picnic. Have a picnic on the promontory. Efficacious bottle, bell. He ran with the effeteness of a turtle. The effete party, the effeteness of the party. He effetely raised his chocolate cherry 2 inches. The effete soil, the unregenerate soil of the desert, the unregenerated senator. The building is an anomaly, an anomalous restaurant. He worked anomalously. He worked with the anomalousness and cunning of a rat. Copious notes, the copiousness of their home, of the soil. He cooked copiously. It was a conundrum to me. Pedate flowers. He was pederastically inclined. He was a pedantic salesman. His manner was occlusive. His occludent mother never gave him allowance. This obvolute system wastes time and energy in Congress. The box does not occlude properly. Squabbles of all kinds occur at these family outings. An osier is used in basketry. It is a rod from a willow tree. His alacrity was a constant help in bad times. She worked with alacrity. She painted with celerity. He worked his job with alacrity. He worked sculpture with legerity. Fetid smoke. They feted till the early hours of dawn. A centenary man. The centenary celebration was in the works. His truculence was an embarrassment to his fellow workers, a truculent weapon to the extreme. Pugnacious in nature, he was truculent, vitriolic in his answers. He was truculent with punishment. I have no other recourse but quit. You are my only recourse. The factory was an abject ruin, hopeless, abject poverty. His abjectness was the result of his new job as butler in a hotel for women. His continued abjection in his work made him quit. His chitinous character was impenetrable. Her ingenuous faith in her friend. His case was adjudicated at 9 a.m. Okay. I think I have a little more, some time for some poems. Okay. How to be happy and never know it. There's a big diagonally flying around. She hair like the flowers, not just flesh and blood, lighted lanterns, tents, on brain skin snapping New York living and thinking that turns brown compared to a sentence. It is predicate after the name subject, after always premature, destructive. You lost what you never had. Your little finger on my back, like a ball bearing, on the spot, stimulation resolved mysticism, and color, unorganized stars, glyphs of speed, some kind of control. What vitamins are good for memory? I'm realizing how often I repeat myself. All my poems. I use the same lines sometimes over. Me. This song is for you, mirror and the image looking, funny, make stupid faces, beauty, blue, puckering of lips, wisdom winks for knowledge. I feel like the person walking out forever. Imitators of wrestling hall. A lot of odds and ends. Whole human, In and out is the way of beer, and more than that. One must be Superman or one must be blind. Gossip so innocent, stuck like new Xeroxes. I want the faces to come up, smiling together twice. You cannot trust if you cannot fight back. Cadet music, the legs, aren't we social? What say lack, envy, and you have to fix up, even read between the lines. Okay. Got time for one more. I'll read this. I'll read two short ones, please. Song. I'll read fast. This one's so fun. I find it amusing. Is it cloudy? Does it seem cloudy? The sky is infinitely blue. Does it look pugnacious? That's what you think, sky. Say goodbye to your tears. It's a UFO. It makes me weep. Water to feed the tears. Infinitesimally hued. Open letter. Break a heart. Water tanks are dividends. The river is disposing. Landscape, I must be slipping. Say goodbye to your tears. Going through a block. Talking or not talking, feel uncomfortable all the time. Can't tell the difference, why everything seems so despicable. Is this how it should be? Far away from now. We must laugh like radio announcers. Ives is my favorite. Square, space, figurative shadow, murky, sunny day. Can't see a thing. It's so nice. If you move your eyes, hands, it still looks like the same place, the same time, and it's a pressing blue at the same time. Now I'm a flower on the wall. I think that's all. Cut off my head. Thank you.
Our next reader is Susie Timmons. Susie Timmons is a descendant of the bards. It is in her frame and in her poems. Her poems are poems, by gum. They move like a whistle into your head, and there they establish headquarters. Yes, in magazines she has appeared, and her book by Brody will soon come, called Figure Something Out. And if you haven't figured it out yet, Susie Timmons will lay to waste your graven face.
Okay. I have a picture, but I don't know if I can find it. It was right in place, and now it's gone. It's the South American Cootie Mundi. When they get older, they border on the impossible. Can everybody see that? Okay, that's enough. Okay. This one is called Movie for Wim Wenders. Or covered wagon, tumbling clouds, Tiepolo, hello to you. Red car, cigar, root beer here. Dark tree, yellow hall with stencils on it. Blue steam, streamers and pools. Dog on stairs with silky ears. Boat of straw, tresses, stand tall, on end. What are you doing here? Footstep, footstep, footstep. Egg timer, egg, it up. Brushing hair in skyscraper, window, floor 16, elevator ping. Marching with newspapers, millions under their arm. Rubble, blondes in rubble, anklets, hula hoop. I live my life like a hula hoop, I wish. Not blonde, bad, leaves down, big rock, rattlesnake fears, gloomy box office at present, shades down, up. Pianos come in. Favorite thing, Dr. Scat. Use Dr. Scat. It, I do. Steel wool rolls, cheering crowds. I feel cold. No, decoded. Is that rain? It is brand new rain. Shiny, gum, gummy, so-so, weekend. So what? So get.
Hi, thump thump, this is me, thump thump, and I just want you to know, thump thump, about those special messages you've been hearing all week. Tent, canvas, telephone, dagger. Feel good. You have a right to. Say so. You have a right to keep on going, functioning, operating, maintaining, equilibrium. You really do. You bring out the thunder in me, ski lift in me, lift me, built me, myself, selfishly, chinchilla, Coachella, Cucamonga, Valley syncopation, Bali Valley trolley, favorite drink, squirt. Pull my shirt on, I did thank you, cohere to me, and now you're not coherent because you're not here. I'm sure something important came up. Water drips in the sink, steel wool rolls, zombies, quote yourself to bed. Okay. Keep on going. Keep on going, old slappy head. A question in the West, zealot studies. Excitable, disastrous, very trembling. Goodness, better not. How youthful, this nocturne, mumbling. Kiss, kiss, outdoors like a peony. Keep on going, old slappy head. Baby talk. I am a hat rolling across the street. Well, Esther turned to me and said, that's a whole new bag of weasels. It's my grandmother's friend, Esther. 10 minutes. Okay, it's like none of the poems that I want to have here are here because I never wrote them. This is called Machinery Moths. Sizzling terrain obscured by machinery, moths. A man is dead. He was antique. His death was antique. In minor modes, he certified his speech as gasoline. His name was his bone, all cellular, whirled in water. He was a monument to heat, a question, a proof, an effect, spectral notion, notation. His region was the first part to assert, focus firmly, on motion of love and distrust by machinery moths. This is called Just Vision. Lucy Nugent, daughter of a dead president, says, sight is what the eyeballs do. Vision is the way the mind perceives that function. Really? Thanks to love, who gave me sight, light, and energy to take care of business and also fool around today. And really thanks to you, who gave me just vision. You're almost own. When you look at me, I'm through and through. You continue, tired, sleep, A-OK to bed, done is day. Days, previous change, comes around in the morning, providential new gears to run an olden machine. Which is lovelier, day, 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 or night? One is an airplane, the other a hangar. One is a wrinkle, the other an iron. You are everything. A minute doesn't happen that you aren't a happiness. This happiness is where I sleep and happen, more so than in tiredness. There's nothing left. Okay. Read that. Okay, now I'll read two older new ones. I should have brought more pictures. Shape and glut emerge. I find stretching out simplistics, rococo plastics, overt equal to fast, subvert to ease and variance. I believe I've been doing it for years, from neglect, density equal to intensity, and that's not the half of it. Building tension, breaking brat. The statement is fighter, brat the statement, configuration. Thought it would be interesting to try persuasion. I, who was once a daily life in ancient Rome. I open early in the mating house with silken puppets, the first world. Purple blank a page, bad news. I thought, but selfish, I was wrong. They were right. They lived in my house for a year and never fell over from impact. Now in the presence, Lafayette, Empire, desolate of people, all poured away, and still pouring, secretly away. Streetlights wreathed in fog, how Victorian. Random flattened the lights, never used that word light. Flattened to ribbons in the street of shining, vacancy, vacancy. Back to school. I can't wash my sweaters because traffic punctuated, perforated every 20 minutes and summarized the situation. A bridge looms above buildings, prepares to cross itself. Harlequin, arm in arm with arm, women in the arts, back out of the carpentry business and clash down, woolen, on King and Texaco. At the 6:30 show, the laundress, cushioned, bunches in her chair, rubber, like Samson and Delilah, and questions the biblical reference. I wonder if I should power out, you. I wonder if surrender is one of my concerns. Winning and losing, winning, losing, and waiting. Hate waiting, whistling, anxious trucks. If you're freaking out about something, you can figure something out, It should all be happening at once. Raining is all I can think of. A terrible matinee of downpour. It won't ever stop, maybe not. It might eclipse and swallow itself. Can I leave for a minute? I gotta take a piss. Is that apropos? You turn the page, you find distractions, da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum. And in the meantime, the African map in the bathroom is burning up, just like on Bonanza, in my head, of course. And it does rain. It's not a big chair. Note, clock, 5 to 7. Get number at 7. Getting a number is like finding a stride, a stripe, a Van Vlanderen steamship. Perhaps I should explain. You're crazy. I'm dragging this thing in and out because faith is you, young and compliant. It's some mysterious something, an area of soaring skyscrapers plus modern style. That's how I enjoy distance, nut and bolted together, going out on the nights, these moistly. Though the talks are in trouble and strikes are in store, though the plane has been stormed, it's like lightning striking again and again and again and again, a classic. 40 years ago, I stood before this river, this house, this fern, this leopard, and I am proud to say I restored. All right, now I'm going to read a long poem in just under 5 minutes. Liquid paper. Blossoms neatly attacked under lawn chairs, yawning heat, crisp tattooed daydreams, intuitively convoluted French fries. 3 muchachas appear. Coffee to go. Mistakes command and lily-white buildings fly. I admit you aren't my work, so I jump and flap so the breeze thus produced makes you dream of magnolias floating on a pool table in Dixie. And you wake up later with mirage fever and coconut research, cookies grasped firmly in either hand, naive and taking bushes apart, unbound, at large, and you spring up, frenzied, ridiculous, crying, cannibalism promises inventiveness, animal following signifies remorse. Every time we cross another bridge, another line snaps somewhere in China. We become more convinced of life on Earth. Life on Earth. Apollo, silver melancholy. On the mountains, working speed. Gentle, gentle. Wan joy. Bands, tops, descent. Lavish echoes. Vows, rain, screens. Gray, rose, trim. Knows how, hint, hint. Heart, what pure cost shape. Little anatomy, stray, tainted. Comes she sometime of deep fright much. Yes, some shape, lovely unto these souls. Bound with us. Full happy din, old trails, many and many bees, somber heralds. He held up his hand and rolled away the years. Bless the air, all errors of thine dear doll thrown off, the mythic bells in your ears, the mutations of your ways, talking to you in the afternoon, smoke twisting. Hi, gals, says Emma. Marie, close the windows on the porch, it's going to rain. At the lake, Marie, are the windows shut on the porch? It's starting to rain. Electric storms, Emily's stern dinners, afternoon fades, feeling us helpless. You for me, or was it only my one arm out driving in? Anticipation of sedation, my one and only. Times we used to, times we used to, times we used to. And even now, as we ignite magic snakes on the pavement, everything smells the same as a violet convertible whose top was down 6 years ago during a rainstorm while we were in the back seat, wrapped like 2 spaghettis. And so I came to know the elements in the night machines. Men are cleaning and making pure the pizza stand across the street. Dirty snow crusting. I am running, strongly scented, a body, a warmth, an x-ray of love into the brand new year. Not where I would be anyway, but still am where I am. I wake up a lot. I remember writing that. It started, I told you, everything the marrow in my bones could say. Everything, anything. I started, I told you everything anyway. Everything, anyway. You function well. I have often felt you, watching you, and the exact. You tell why it ought. I can't say why or even should, or why, again, even now. We need 54 memories and applause. Now I know our braces freaked us out. Orless with many recent returns, the clues are oblique. Here is what I want to do. Gullet is a craw, beautifully remind. Skies clear and free of care. When skies are fair, carry no care. So, within this instant, as cheerless mental cripples drone and grumble and ship their papers, you, senor, cascade your way through the stupendous hole in God's name, and stepping aside smartly, point up the fact that he has a scar which wraps around his waist like a smart scarlet sarong. My life is a real good book, he saith. Yeah, well, this machine kills fascists. then away for other terrain, or elements to make you swell, prance, burn your napkin before a different personage, astonished, assembled, respected. Missing heaven by 18 inches, but we keep trying. New bodies on. He goes on to give thanks for growing things and living things, shades, stresses, strains, having having brought I don't know if I can finish this. Having brought up an unpleasant point and then noting the silence that followed, a journey attempted, alienating your tracks from your near past. I'm counting the days arriving and passing in capsules shaped as wings and saying light years on their sides and beads of light are pausing on the arch. Great birds cover the sky. The sky is circling through the air, a backdrop of blue mountains, double-knit roadhouse blues, sweet mountains, a relapse or an encore, an armchair with a letter on the table to my left, and the walls that reach corners then return, the glamour that tore apart our happy home, the pieces laid on the floor like so many sepia postcards stacked neat. Backdrops, horizontal sequence, 4 rows long, numbered across, depth experiments, strict object pictures of dolls, stuffed animals, food, feathers, or something floating very close, things on the glass, writing and party hats, stocking faces, or other body parts, the fish tank with strangers, one face. Hey, what is this cruel charade? That's all. There's more, but...